she turns around, because my dad's right next to her. She turns around, and she literally sees what she explains is this girl. This girl who's, like, right next to my dad, just, like, looking at him.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Giggles and Chisme. I'm Ligia, and you're probably noticing something different. Jessica isn't here. She quit the show. We got into an argument, and she just quit the show. So she's not gonna be here. So remember, everyone's replaceable.
Rip, Jessica.
And so I have my new co-hosts. What's your name?
I'm Adriana.
And Viviana. I'm back.
Yeah, you guys really liked her, so I was like, let's just have her on again. And then Adriana, she's our cousin. And yeah, and I'm just kidding, you guys. Jessica, she did not quit. She has COVID, which is, who has COVID? Just kidding. But she has COVID, so she can't be here for this week's episode. And so it's just going to be us three today. So Jessica, feel better. And she'll be back next week for sure. So, Adriana, let's start. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be on the show because I would always listen while I was working, because I can't watch it, obviously, because I'm working. But I would always just, like, pop in an AirPod and then listen to these. So I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. She's a real fan.
Every Sunday at 12.
How are you, Vivi?
I'm good. Sorry, guys. I'm just woke up from a nap. So.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. This is our second time recording. All of the phones kept dying and running out of storage. So hopefully this is the one. So
if not, we know why.
What did you guys want to talk about today? We have some really interesting stories. So who wants to start?
Emphasis on horror stories, though.
Yeah.
So we're talking about horror stories. Adriana, I think since it's your first time on the episode, on the podcast, why don't you start with your horror story?
So with these horror stories, they're basically like personal experiences that happened to us. So all of these are true, guys. They're true. Okay. So the first one I'm going to start with happened at my first house, the house that I grew up in, basically. So I'm just going to explain a little bit how the house is set up so it makes more sense. But basically at the top level of my house, there's a long hallway, and towards the beginning of the hallway was a room, which was our laundry room, and then we had the bathroom and then some other rooms. But at the end was my room, and then right across from my room was my parents' room. And they had two doors, so whenever they're, like, I could look into their room, basically. So with this specific story, this day, I was probably like 9 or 10 years old. And we were getting ready to go to a family party. And so my mom told me to pick my outfit just to make sure I had cute clothes on. And then, so I picked an outfit and I went to go show her. And so I stepped into the middle of the hallway. So I wasn't like all the way in her room or all the way in my room. I stepped in the middle. And I looked into her room and I saw her just cleaning her TV. Because it was Saturday. On Saturdays we clean. So I was like, oh, okay. So I tell her, I'm like, Mom, look, like, this is what I'm going to wear. Like, do you like it? And she was like, yeah, that's cute. You can wear that. And so I was like, but she didn't even turn around. Like, this whole time she was just cleaning her TV. And so I'm like, you didn't even look at it. And she's like, yes, I did. I saw it. Like, it's cute. And so I was like, where are you? And she's like, I'm in the she said, I'm in the laundry room. And I was like, in the laundry room? But I can literally see her cleaning her TV. So I was like, maybe she's like lying or pranking. I don't know. Pranking me. And so I was like, okay, let me see. And so since I'm in the middle of the hallway, I can see into my mom's room, which I see her cleaning her TV. And then I look down the hallway and she sticks out her head and she's like, see, I'm right here. She's like, so I saw your clothes. And so I'm just standing there and I'm like, because whenever these things happen, you know, like everyone's like, and then the person was gone. No,
She was
still there cleaning. So
you could still see her back.
Yeah. So this lady was just cleaning her house for free. But she literally just stayed there. And I got so scared because I can see my mom.
Yeah.
Like, she's the one that's like, I'm here, I can see you, whatever. And so I was like, who is this lady that looks exactly like my mom? And then I just went into my room and closed the door, and I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything to your mom?
No, I told her later, and then she got so mad at me. She's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, but at the same time, like, I don't even know what would have happened, you know?
Well,
I know, huh?
that's so scary in your house.
Yeah.
But that's it. Did you have like a sinking feeling? Like, is this bad?
After I did, yes. And then kind of like years later, when I was serving my mission, I was in New York, and I had never told anybody about that because I always had like a weird feeling about it.
Yeah.
And then I was sleeping one night, and I had a dream that, and just to give context, our family is super big on dreams, just so you guys know. But I had a dream that I was just sleeping, and my companion, she was like telling me to wake up because that lady that I saw was there, like in our apartment. She's like, now you can talk to her and ask her why she's like bugging you, you know? But the whole time I had my eyes closed, but I could literally feel when she came into the room because like I got so scared, like everywhere, like goosebumps everywhere. I was like, my companion, this was all in the dream, okay? My companion's like open your eyes, like she's here, like you can talk to her. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna talk to her. And I wake up, and I literally just have like the worst feeling like ever. So I was like, and it was 4 of us sleeping because like there was 2 sister missionaries that lived there. So I was like, I can't get up and turn on the light and wake up everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I'm like, guys, she's here. But it was so weird. And then my companion woke up, and my trainer, she was training me to be a missionary, and she was like, I don't know why, like I've just like, I don't feel good, like I just feel like super off today. And I'm like,
You're like, it's my bad.
I know. I'm like, why is this girl following me? So, yeah.
So you think there is a ghost following you, or like a spirit?
I don't know. And like I told my mom about it, and she's like, maybe you like see, maybe she like needs something. I don't know, because my brother, I know. I'm like, what can I do for you? My brother also saw her, but it wasn't her.
So he saw your mom, but it wasn't your mom.
Yeah, like he had the same experience with her, just in a dream. So my mom's like, what the heck? Who's this lady? I'm like, I don't know who she is, but it just happened to me and Eric. So it's been so weird, yeah.
But like, have you had any recent feelings or no?
Oh, with her, no. After that, I was like,
So who's this spirit?
I have no idea. And I'm like, why is she looking like my mom? And I'm like thinking, like, our family doesn't have anybody that's like passed that could look like my mom. Like maybe our grandma, but like she wouldn't come back like that, you know?
No, she wouldn't come exactly like your grandma.
And also, like,
but you are scared.
You haven't seen her face though.
That's the
no,
never.
So that's an evil spirit.
Weird.
That's an evil spirit.
That's what's so weird, because even in my dream, like my companion, she was like telling me like, okay, now you can talk to her, you know, and I would not open my eyes. Which I'm like, it's so weird. I only see her back. I don't open my eyes. Like, I'm like, this is weird. I don't know if I want to see you. But
no, that's an evil spirit, because if their back is faced towards you, it's because they don't want you to see their real face.
Yeah.
And it's probably like a demon.
And also, if you're scared, it's like, it's
yeah,
never
if you're
good.
scared, it's not a good spirit. Because I remember, because your mom, she's very spiritual. She talks to spirits or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember she would clean houses, and like she felt like this bad presence. She would just sing a song, a religious song. Yeah. And she'll feel fine, but and then my mom was like, spirits follow people. So if you have experiences, probably following you. So what did you do?
All I know is that I did nothing. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe she just wants to talk to me. Maybe it's because I'm the favorite daughter, so she like knows.
Really?
The spirit knows. Yeah.
We're just like, I feel like
My dad. I'm my dad's favorite.
Okay.
You heard that, Anna Sophia?
OMG, but that one that you started off scary. That one
Yeah.
is scary. It's real life.
And it like connects later down in my life.
That's what's creepier because it's like years down.
Yeah.
And like I feel like what makes it more creepy is like you didn't see her in your dream that you had on your mission recently, but like you knew they were.
It was
like,
her.
It
It was the
Yeah.
same person.
yeah. I feel like that's just like.
But you know, now that you're talking about her, I feel like there's a pattern. You know, all the scary stories of family, they always see a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in our cousin's old house in Sugar House,
It's a
they
woman
saw a
too.
woman.
But that
your
woman-
brother Luis, he saw a woman on Redwood Road.
Yeah.
Ew, that's scary.
Yeah, like
She was just walking on the road and he was gonna stop and then he looked back and she wasn't there anymore.
yeah. And it's always and even here in my own house, your mom
It
woke
was
up
a
and there was a
girl.
girl staring at your dad.
Wait, don't
But
spoil it. Don't
But
spoil
it was.
I'll tell that one next, but
Yeah.
it's
It's always a
women.
girl. Girl, where are you?
But, oh, don't do that.
I'm like, no. No, because since this is our second take, we were talking about this, and my phone stopped working. Like,
Three
black.
times. Like 3 times.
Black. Like, my phone would not turn on, and it was fully charged. So, maybe there's... Is it this house or... No, spirits follow people. So, Adriana, I think you're the problem.
I don't think I'm the problem. It's probably because I
What
dyed
are
my
you
hair
doing?
red. Just kidding.
Well, so... And why... So, you went on a mission.
Mhm.
You want to talk about that a little bit? Where'd you go?
Yes. So I went to New York first, Syracuse mission, just because I was waiting for my visa. And then I went to my original assignment, which was Portugal, Lisbon, where my heart is at. Just kidding, guys. But I love it there. So I've been back for about 3 months. It's been good.
And how was your arrival? You surprised everybody.
I surprised everybody. That was so fun. I've learned that I like surprising people just because I like to see their reactions.
You just like seeing people, like, their reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, because she called me, too, for your new hair.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
did.
my camera wasn't working. There's something wrong with my phone. My camera just wasn't working. And then she's like, turn on your camera. Turn on your camera. And I was like, okay. She's like,
And then I show my
"Look."
hair.
I'm like, oh, wow. No,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Your arrival was, like, cool. I did like how you came to my house
Yeah.
to surprise me. I was shocked. And then Vivi,
That's
you
good.
surprised her in the parking garage.
Yeah,
At
at
my
her
work.
work.
Yeah, I was so. The only thing, like, I had a feeling you were like somewhat gonna surprise us,
Mm-hmm.
but like, just when you did it, just had me more surprised because first of all, you'd been gone for almost 2 years and you had no idea where I worked and stuff like that. So I was like, even your mom, like, your mom doesn't know where I work. So that's, I was like, how did you find me? Like, I was like, have you been following me this whole time? But I was like, and I just moved out too. So I was like, you don't even know where I live. Like, what? So I was so confused. Like, that's what really surprised me. So I was like,
Yeah, it was really hard because I was surprising everybody. So I had
Yeah.
like no way in. Like, I surprised your parents too. So I had no way. Like,
My
knowing,
dad's
like-
was funny.
I know.
He
like,
does the
jumps
same
up.
thing. He like hides behind the counter. Even when I go to his work, he acts as if I can't see him through the window. I see him go down the counter, and then when I enter the door, he just pops up. He's like, oh, "You're here!" And I'm like, "I literally saw you."
It's so funny, but yeah, I liked it.
What was your favorite surprise reaction?
It's a good one. It's a good question. I think the first one I did was my best friend Allie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And literally, I was so anxious. I was like shaking as I was like recording her
Mm-hmm.
because I called her mom and I asked her like, okay, like what's Allie doing? And then her mom was like, oh, she's at the temple. I'm like, okay. So I go to the temple. I try to find her car. She's not there. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. I'm like talking to her mom. Her mom's like, oh, now she's going down to Bountiful. I'm like, Why?
And that girl's everywhere.
Literally. And I'm pretty sure it was a weekday. I don't remember.
You're like tracking her.
Oh no, it was
everywhere.
a weekend. Literally. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like following her. Her mom's like telling me her location, like sending me the address of where she's at. And then I caught her as she was coming out of a place.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny because she like went into her car but left her door open as she was like setting her stuff in. So I got out of my car, and right when she was gonna shut the door, I grabbed it and opened it.
Oh, that would be so scary. And I'm like, what's in my car?
That's why she got so scared, and then she saw me and she's like, "Ooh."
She cried?
Yeah,
Her
she cried.
reaction is actually so funny.
Really? I haven't seen that video.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
insert it
cute.
here.
Okay, we'll insert it here.
Oh my god.
You guys can watch it. You have to send me the video.
I will.
What was your favorite reaction, surprise reaction of all the videos you saw?
I don't really remember all of them.
Wow, you're fake.
I remember most of them.
Then what's yours?
My favorite is when she went to say hi to Tio Alex.
Oh,
Because he was crying.
cried.
And I just felt so emotional when I saw that
Yeah.
video. I was like,
I was crying too.
"Aw." I was
So-
like, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
That one was tender.
You don't have a favorite? She's like, mine. Mine was my favorite.
No, watching mine, because in mine, I was watching it and I was like, I feel like I was very surprised, but watching the video, I don't look that surprised. But I was
Yeah.
like, but I really was surprised. But I was like, oh, like I don't really look surprised at all. But
Really,
in
I
my
hate
head, I
mine.
thought I was like, but I was like,
I feel like I look ugly. I was just like,
I know you do.
hear me.
You do.
I was just surprised because I just hear the doorbell and it's her Aunt Betty just ringing the doorbell, ring, ring, ring. And I'm like, why is she here? Like, that's so weird. I'm not expecting anybody. I'm dressed all bummy. And then I see Adriana. And I was like,
Like,
oh, so surprised.
I know, it was so fun. And I wish your mom didn't hear, but she was over there. Like, in
Oh,
the
she was
office.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wish she didn't hear, because then I could have surprised her. But by the time she came out, she was like, I knew it. Like,
Dang. Okay, so that's a little bit about Adriana. So, Vivi, what story do you have for us?
Okay, so I feel like I've had scary stories, or like
she has a lot.
paranormal-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But like mine have mainly been like sleep paralysis, I would say. So like with me, like I've experienced sleep paralysis like a lot. It's like a normal thing for me at this point, because I don't even know, like there's the scientific fact of sleep paralysis, and then there's like the paranormal facts of sleep paralysis. And at this point I don't even know, because people say, oh, if you sleep, I think, on your back or your stomach, I don't know, I forgot. If you sleep a certain way, like that causes sleep paralysis. If you have lack of sleep, then that causes sleep paralysis. I thought maybe that was it for me, because I'd go to bed really late and, you know, wake up really early. But again, I don't know. And then, but my sleep paralysis, like the scariest one I've encountered, or not encountered, but just like had, was I was like a little bit younger. This was when like I would never sleep in my room, just because remember I would either sleep in Nando's room all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like always sleeping in my little brother's room, and I was like sleeping, and then all of a sudden, like I hear like the door open, and
Oh, yeah, because you guys have carpet up there.
Yeah.
Huh?
so like, you know, I just hear the door open, and I just think it's like my dad, because my dad always just like checks in on all of us like in the middle of the night. But all of a sudden, when the door opens, I hear like whispering, like like I'm not even joking. Like I heard like
Was it
something
like
creepy.
fast?
It was fast, and like maybe it was like something like some other kind of language. I don't even know, but it was something I could not understand. It was just like, and
Oh my
then
gosh.
slams the door.
What?
Yeah, and then
How did none of you guys hear this?
I'm literally right next door.
He's like,
I'm like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if like this is really the thing with sleep paralysis is like,
you don't know if it's real or not.
yeah.
oh.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's more like a dream, if anything,
Yeah.
but it feels real, So like my eyes are still closed, of course, because I'm trying to think. Okay, my eyes have been open in some sleep paralysis, I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like freaking out, like my heart now is just like, and you know, like you get overheated because like you can't move and you're like just sweating so much. And but with this one, like it was weird, like I didn't really try to move in the beginning because like I was, you know, you're just so scared, like
You don't want to
yeah,
move.
you just don't move, you're just like frozen.
Yeah.
So like I don't think like I realized it was sleep paralysis yet, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, I heard, since we're on carpet, it was like, hear that?
Yeah.
But like
Oh,
I
she
could
can
hear
do the
them.
sound effects.
I could hear like them dragging their feet, like walking towards me.
You're just
And
Oh my.
this is where I'm like trying to scream because like I'm so scared, like, and I was like yelling for my mom. I was
Wait,
just-
were you like facing off the bed so like you could see them, or was your back to?
no, I think I was like on my back.
Oh, okay.
And
So either way, you're done.
and then I just like it stopped the noise, and then all of a sudden I just can feel it over me, and like because I can hear it breathing like or whatever, and it's literally like all like over me. This is when I'm like trying to scream, and then like it was just a release. Like I woke up, like I think you remember, like I woke up not like screaming, but like because I was like trying to scream, like I woke up kind of screaming my mom's name, or just saying mom or whatever, like and then like I realized I was like, oh my gosh, like I was so scared, like I literally started crying because it was the scariest experience ever because it felt so real. But like I feel like I still can't tell if it was like a sleep paralysis or a dream.
Maybe it was just that room, because more than one thing has happened in Nando's room, right?
No, because
When
I
he
would-
was younger?
I think it's just that area of the house, because I remember I one time heard like a big, not just a knock, just like a big on the door out of nowhere, and I thought it was my dad trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's the middle of the night, why is he trying to be funny at 3 a.m?
Yeah.
And there was a time period where
Oh
I
my
would
gosh.
always wake up
At
around
3.
3 a.m, and I'm just like, I don't know why.
No.
And I would always keep my door closed because there's a hallway and there's a mirror. I don't know why there's a mirror in the middle of a hallway, but that's just scary
Yeah,
at
that
night.
is
Like you
scary.
see shadows.
Imagine
You're
me, I
like,
slept in front of a mirror.
I know she would sleep in front of a mirror.
Oh, I do too now.
That's why she wouldn't
But
sleep in her
I guess
room.
I just don't
No,
look
but
at it.
honestly, like, I never really had scary experiences with my mirror. Because I know a lot of people believe, like, it's not good to sleep in front of a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had so many people, like, tell me, like, you're supposed to cover your mirror if you, like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'm like, I just grew up like that, so I don't care. But... I
That's
mean,
why
I
you're having these experiences.
Yeah, that's why you're having sleep paralysis.
For real,
kidding.
huh? Because they say it's like a
ghost.
portal.
Yeah, or like a
Uh-huh.
ghost is trying to like possess you or something. Like
That's
I haven't heard
crazy.
that.
I've heard something like that where like, cause you're trying to like get out,
Mm-hmm.
but your body won't let you.
I don't know. I mean, like, the thing with sleep paralysis, too, is, like, because I've had it so much, like, it's kind of crazy because, like,
She's just used to it now.
in a
Yeah.
way, like, I still kind of get scared because right now, it's like I can feel it creeping up on me. Like, I can tell when I'm about to have it, so that's when I try to fight it. But it'd be the most times when, you know, when you're just so tired, like, you can't keep your eyes open. Like, it'd be
Mhm.
those times where I'm so tired because in order for me, like, to, like, really fight it is either to, like, wake up, you know, and then go back to bed, or there's been times where I just completely knock out and, like, I just doze off. But, like, when I feel it creeping on me, like, I can feel, like, the paralysis, like, literally start. And so I try to, like, first wiggle my fingers, like, I try to fight it. And it's sometimes super hard. Like, it literally feels like I just got injected and, you know, like, I'm trying to, like, fight it.
Mhm.
It's, like, it's so creepy, but, like, I feel like I've been able to, like, kind of try to control it because it's weird. Like, sometimes it feels like I'm gonna have, like, a heart attack. Not really, because my heart feels so, like, heavy.
And it pounds a lot.
Yes, because Okay, I've also heard like sleep paralysis is kind of you going into another dimension, and people always fight it. So that's why people like don't. I don't want to quote it exactly because I don't remember exactly how this person explained it. I just saw it somewhere on like a video. But they're like, you're supposed to kind of just like let yourself go, and like that's when you'll go to the other dimension.
That's scary. What if you never come back?
I know. But since people always fight it, you know, like nobody ever like actually goes to the other dimension or whatever. But I've like wanted to test it, like to see like, oh, because I always have it. So I'm like, what if I just like release and just let it happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like every time I try to do that, it literally feels like I'm gonna die. Like I don't know how to explain it because of my heart feels so like feels like somebody grabbing your heart. Like, have you guys seen Vampire
And like
Diaries?
squeezing it.
Yeah.
It literally feels like that. Like, you know when they like, you know,
Yeah.
like a vampire, like that's. I mean, obviously, I don't know how it feels, but that's how I imagine like somebody
Yeah.
literally grabbing your heart and you're trying to like, but like it doesn't, you know. So that's literally how it feels, and then that scares me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, and then I just like fight it and then come out of it. So sometimes I'm like, what if the dimension is death? You know, like what if that's the
Maybe.
I feel like it's like
I
another
don't know.
universe.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
you know how they say like, oh, you would be my dad in all these different universes. Have you seen that trend on TikTok?
No.
Well, so you know like the father-daughter duo, like and Parent Trap and Instructions Not Included, like those duos.
Yeah.
They're saying you'll be my dad in all these different universes. Like if we were in that movie, you'll still be my dad in this show, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, in a dimension, I kind of believe it because I had an experience with sleep paralysis. And I got so scared that I left my room that night and I came down here. That literally, I was on my back, I remember. And my dad comes into my room, turns on the lights, and he's yelling at me. And I can't get up. I'm like this, like, I'm trying to yell, and I'm like, I need help. And he's like, are you on drugs or something? Get up. What is wrong with you? And I was like, I can't. I can't. And I was like crying. I was like,
so traumatizing
I
at the same
can't.
time.
And
So funny. Your dad's probably like, what is going on?
But
with
he's
her?
like yelling at me, and I'm like, I can't move. He's like, and he thought I was like high or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I can't. And then like finally, like I wake up, but you know, like I'm trying to talk, but I can't talk. And I just think that's like another dimension, probably like of like my worst fears or something. Like my dad just yelling at me, and then I woke up.
That wasn't real?
No, it was my sleep paralysis. I woke up because imagine you can see the lights on. I woke up, lights off, my TV off, and I grabbed everything and I was crying. I just left. I was like, I can't be in here anymore.
That
I feel
so weird.
I felt so uneasy. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't be here anymore. And I remember I came down here, and thankfully that the TV was on. I had to sleep with the TV on, or else your mind is very powerful because your mind can play tricks on you, and like I know like my mind will play tricks on me in
same.
the dark
Yeah.
at night.
Like you can I swear like I see someone and I'm like trying to focus and then it's like gone because it's literally just my head. And I'm like, I literally just saw someone, but whatever. That's scary. Paranormal stuff is real. Like before, like my mom, she would always talk about those things, you know, because she's had so many good and bad. But like to me, it was just like stories. Like obviously I believed her because she's my mom. But like I didn't know the reality of it to like that extent until something's happened to me where I was like, this is weird.
That's true.
Like this is really weird. And just like the feelings that you have, it's like completely different.
My heart right now is like heavy.
That's scary. That's so scary.
What do you have? You have an experience here, don't you?
I don't. I think Olivia was the one that had an experience here with Vivi.
she would hate sleeping over at my house because there was.
Wait, but you didn't share your story.
She did.
I just did my sleep paralysis.
Oh.
But I have another. Well, since we're talking about paranormal activity, so our other cousin Olivia, she couldn't come here today because she's in Bear Lake. But I wanted all of us four, the cousins, because it was always us four growing up.
Yeah.
But she's having fun in Bear Lake. She would hate sleeping over here for a period of time because she would see stuff in my basement. And
Where we are now.
my family doesn't do anything bad. Like,
Yeah.
at least
no.
we don't do anything bad, but like, I think there is some, I do believe in spirits because I had an experience here in my house, and I think the spirits are downstairs because I sleep upstairs, and this was when I was taking care of Vivi and Nando. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a long time ago. Like, I was really young, but I was still taking care of you guys. No one was home, and so for my house, we're on the 3rd level, and there's like a railing where you can oversee the 2nd level, and it's a dining room. Okay, just picture that. And out of nowhere, I just go out of the railing because I'm hearing noise like a bouncy ball, and I'm not crazy because this is during the day. Like I said, your mind can play tricks on you at night, but this is during the day. Like, I swear I saw this.
And you weren't even like thinking about it.
I wasn't
or
even
anything.
thinking about it. I see. It's my ball too. It was my ball. I had this bouncy ball that was half pink, half orange.
Uh-huh.
I see it. There's hardwood floor near the dining room, and then the rest is carpet. I'm not kidding. I see it bounce, and then it rolls off to the corner of the chair in the room.
Just one bounce?
No, it's like I was hearing it bouncing,
Oh.
and I called out for my older siblings because they live in the basement. So I was like, Ale, Avro, like, are you here? Like, maybe they come back from school.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then I hear a ball bounce on the hardwood floor a couple times and roll off to the corner. And right there, I grab Bibi, I grab Nando, I put them in my room. You see, I do care about my siblings.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm crying. I'm calling my mom. I'm like, Mom, there's someone in the house. Like, I just saw this bouncy ball. She's like, okay, calm down. Like, I'll be home soon. Like, you don't have to worry. And my Loki, like, you're thinking like, oh, she's crazy. She didn't see that, but I swear I saw that. Like, I had a terrible feeling when I saw that happening because I knew no one was there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is this? And my dad showed me later. He comes to me because he was like talking to me. So what happened? And then he's like, I took a picture of the dining room. There's a shadow.
Stop.
Yeah. He just took a picture of the dining room.
Who?
Dad. He showed it to me. He's like, look, you see the shadow? So like he believed me.
Where's
That's
the picture?
crazy.
Insert.
It's a picture.
It's a
I wonder
picture
if he
here.
still has it. It was on his old phone. It was a long time ago.
Wait, did he take it like after it happened?
I don't remember because he was just like, I was just taking a picture and then I saw this shadow.
Oh, that's so
But
weird.
like, does it look real?
Well, Dad doesn't know how to edit, how to Photoshop.
I'm
Photoshop
not saying
it?
like, does it look real? That
Well,
way?
the
I'm saying,
shadow looked
does
like
the
a
shadow look
man,
real?
but it looked like it had like some horns. It was weird.
That's weird.
That's actually really creepy.
That's really scary.
So, it's all Avros and Alejandro's
It is their fault because they did a
'Cause they
seance.
in their emo phase and did all this.
They did a
Paranormal.
seance with my table. They took
my
my
God.
table with their friends and they did a seance right in the basement. Because my dad always says, what did you guys do? Like, blaming it on us. And I'm like, it wasn't us. It was
That's
your
crazy.
older children.
That's scary because my parents, this didn't happen to me. It was just like my parents. Because I remember we slept over. Because we live kind of far. Not really. Like, what, 25 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. But usually, like, before we would stay really late. So my parents slept over and I slept over. I was...
Oh, yeah. Those are so fun times.
Yeah, literally.
Except during the night.
I know. Until this happens. But so I wasn't in that room. They were sleeping in your room.
My
No.
old room. I used to live in the basement.
No, it was upstairs.
Oh,
In
they're
your room
sleeping
now.
No wonder I hear things.
Yeah, your room now.
Ah.
They were upstairs. And my mom was just having like the hardest time sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just tossing, turning. She couldn't sleep. Like she would fall asleep, wake up, and it was like 2 minutes later. She was like, okay. So she turns on the TV. She's like, okay, with the TV, like maybe I'll just, fall asleep faster. And she's like trying to fall asleep. And my dad wakes her up and he's like, oh, like I need to use the bathroom. Will you come with me? And my mom's like, that's weird. Like,
That is
why-
weird.
I know. She's like, why? And he's like, just come and stand outside. Like, just come.
Big
And
guard.
literally. And my mom's like, okay. So she didn't ask any questions because number one, the fact that he's asking her that is weird. So she's like, okay, I'll just come. Like, I'm not going to ask you any questions. So they go and then they come back. And again, like, my mom's having trouble sleeping. Like, she's tossing and turning. And she's like facing away from my dad. And then finally she like wakes up and she's like, oh, this is so annoying. And she says that she had like a heavy feeling the whole night, but she was just like shaking it off. Like, no, it's fine. She turns around because my dad's right next to her. She turns around and she literally sees what she explains is this girl who's like right next to my dad, just like looking at him. And my mom
She
like,
said it was a little girl though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she looks at the girl and the girl literally looked up at her. Like, my mom explained exactly what she looked like and everything. Like, she
She's
even
like,
saw.
hi.
She's like, hi. She's like, this is my man. Just kidding. But my mom like even said that she had like bright blue eyes, like dark black hair. And so like my mom like,
What if it's like the younger version of the woman? That woman.
Oh, that Adriana saw?
No, that from Alex's house because she has black hair.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
black hair.
And
that's why it's weird.
okay. After you finish the story, I just remembered one of Ale that has to do with something like that. But keep going.
Okay. So then my mom doesn't remember if she like woke up or if she fell asleep, but basically like she just kind of dozed off after that.
Yeah.
I bet the girl was like, go to sleep. I'm just kidding.
Like, it's okay.
She's like, you didn't see me. And then they wake up the next morning and my dad,
I don't know how your mom was able to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I
I
have
not sleep.
no idea. I would
was
have literally
wake up.
woken up my dad. I would have been like, get up. Did you see this
We're
girl?
leaving.
Yeah, no, we're leaving right now. They're like leaving. Your parents are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They're like, no, I keep bed on. But my dad wakes up and he's like, I'm so tired. Like, I wasn't able to sleep well last night. My mom was like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I just felt like someone was watching me the whole night. Like, you know when you can tell when, like, someone's looking at you?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to look at them, but, like, you can tell when someone's looking at you. That's basically what he felt the whole night. And my mom hadn't said anything to him about it. So she was like,
She's
that's
like,
weird.
someone was staring at
I
you.
know.
Why
So
didn't
then
she tell him?
she did after. She was like, well, I saw this. And he was like, that's weird. But that's why he was scared to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom by
because he thought
himself.
someone was staring at him.
Yeah. So he was just like feeling uneasy. So that's why he had her come with him. But
That was so scary. So, now, Vivi, you said Ale had a story?
Oh yeah, that just reminded me because I don't remember how Ale described the girl, but I don't think it was this house. I think it was another house before when Betty lived with us. I mean, she lived with us here before, but it was at the other house. She said she was sleeping with Betty and she just felt something pull her hair. And she turned around and it was this lady. And if I remember correctly, she said like she described her kind of, I don't know if I'm getting my stories mixed up. That's why I'm saying I'm not for sure if this description is right. But what I remember is she was describing her as like black hair and like the white dress, like the lady from the house.
From the house?
Yeah, and she said she was wet though. And
exactly like the other lady.
yeah, she was all wet and she had like an angry face. Like she was angry. So that's what scared her. And she said, oh yeah, that was it. So that just reminds me because I'm like, is it just a coincidence that like it's a lady with black hair and like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. And we should also tell that story of, okay, sorry, I just have so many stories, but they're not really mine.
They're for other people.
But we can
Yeah.
share so everybody
Yeah.
can
This
hear
happened to my parents again at the other house, because our aunt and uncle, they had this house in Sugar House in Utah for those who are listening from out of state, and like and it's just like this I wouldn't say does it look scary. I feel like it doesn't really look scary, but
It doesn't look scary, but how they described it when they said there was like not a cemetery,
there used to
A
be
tombstone.
a tombstone.
in the backyard. That's what makes it scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a tombstone in the back. It's not there anymore, but it used to be there. And a lot of our families, I've never, because when they lived there, I mean, Ben, our cousin, lives there now, but before, like, we were really young, and I don't ever remember having, like, scary experiences with seeing that lady, but, like, I know most of our family has,
Like
Ale
Avro.
and Avro.
Avro would always have nightmares.
Avro always
really?
had nightmares there, yeah.
Was it with the same lady too? They would all describe the same one.
They would say it was a lady like
Yeah.
trying to like hurt them or something.
But
Weird.
my parents, when they moved here from Peru, they stayed at that house with my aunt and uncle, and they were in the basement, and they just had like a mattress on the floor, and they were just sleeping one night, and my mom dreamt that like the same lady had a pipe and threw it at her.
Oh.
Yeah, like was
What?
just standing and like had a pipe and like threw it. And obviously my mom woke up like, because you're
just like,
The
yeah.
reaction, yeah.
Yeah. But my dad was already up because he saw the lady. Yeah. So while my mom was dreaming that, like, my dad was seeing her. I don't remember exactly if he said he saw her do it, because I don't know, like exactly. I'm sorry, I kind of have a bad memory.
Gosh.
But, like,
No,
I
but
just
don't
remember the
this
scary stuff.
story.
Really?
I've
I
never
remember.
heard of that either.
Really? I
Yeah.
swear I've told you guys
But
this.
I had a similar experience. Once you're done, I'll just tell it quickly.
Yeah, so, I mean, that was really it. So, like, again, so many people, I swear. We should just have our whole family go.
Literally.
So this is the
Literally.
story, and it's always a woman.
Literally.
It's always a woman.
Yeah. The one that I had, so when we worked for COVID testing a long time ago, they would have us like travel, and they would pay for like our food. They would give us $3 extra a day, like give us a hotel to stay in, and they would pay for our gas as well. So everybody was like down to do it. But it was me and Olivia, our other cousin, and they sent us to the middle of like nowhere in Utah, like Castledale, Utah. I don't even know, like something like that, where we literally go and there's like nothing,
Oh, that's
literally
scary.
nothing. And so we're like working for a little bit, and then after that they tell us where our hotel was, which is a motel. So we get there, and it's like obviously late, and all you see is like truck drivers, and so we're like, oh
That's
my
so
gosh.
scary.
And then even like as we're going up to our room, like all the trash cans are like just filled with like beer and like alcohol, and we're like, oh my gosh, okay, hopefully like this is fine, like there isn't crazy people here. So we go, and me and Olivia were super paranoid, so we like put like the table there, we put like our suitcase, like the chair, like everything there, because we're like, if someone gets in, because I think the guy was like, just grab a key and go to a room. So we were like,
No way.
so do all the keys open each room, or like what?
That's scary.
Yeah. Or I don't know if he had just like pre-picked it out for us. I don't really know, but it was just like giving weird vibes. So that's why we did that. And then we're sleeping, and I keep waking up because, again, I just have like that like off, like icky feeling where I'm like, this is weird. Like I would literally wake up, and I was almost like scared to like look around because I could like feel someone there. So I was like, this is weird, okay? So I would just like go back to bed. Because I was like, I don't even want to look around right now and see something, because then what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? And so
I always
then
think of that. 'Cause I'm like,
I know. I'm like, what do I do? Like,
I mean, you've already kind of had that experience. Like, you saw that lady.
yeah. But apparently I didn't act right.
Yeah.
I just went back into my room.
You're just like, I didn't see
I'm
it.
like, anyways. So I would go back to bed, and then I would wake up again, but it would be stronger, as if like this person was getting closer to me, you know? Because I would just feel more and more scared. And like at this point I like turned my back, because I was like, I don't want to see anything. Like if you're gonna take me, I don't care. Like I don't want to see you. And so then again, I sleep, I wake up, this feeling is stronger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So finally I like can't go back to sleep again because I literally just feel like the presence so strong, and I can't move because I'm so scared. I don't even know how I like managed to like slowly move my hand under the pillow and like tug Olivia's hair. And she was already up. So she was like, what? And I'm like, turn on the light. And she's like, okay. So she like turns over, turns on the light. And I'm like, why were you awake? I don't remember exactly what she said. I wish she was here. But I think she was just also saying like she couldn't sleep. And I was like, that's weird because like I literally felt this. And it was so weird that like at that time where I was like the most like, scared. Like, I know. I'm like trying to like fight myself. I'm like, Olivia. Because I was so scared. Like, help me. She's like, literally. But she was already up. That's what the weird part was. That
what
like
time
we
was
were
that at?
It was probably like also like 3 a.m.
I think that's so funny because if that would have been me, I'd be like, no, stop.
I know. Should have been like, I'm not turning on the light. You turn it on. I was like, you. She like covers her. She's like, no, stop. Literally. So it was just like crazy. And then after that, we were like, we can't sleep here anymore. Like it was just like very weird vibes. Like I just. So
you guys didn't sleep at all?
No.
Did you guys just get another place?
Yeah, because we went to another city after that. But I was like, this is horrible. But I just thought it was so weird that like she was already up, and I was like, I literally didn't even have to like wake her up or anything. She was just like,
what time it was at?
Probably like
around
3.
Oh hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
scary.
Like,
So I think we can all say that spirits are real.
For sure.
And I don't know if you guys have an experience of sleep paralysis or paranormal activity, share them in the comments down below.
Yeah, because we want to hear.
I think it's our side of the family. Like, so we're related because my dad and her mom are siblings. Mm-hmm. So that side, I think it's that side of the family that.
Yeah. Because my dad's family.
My mom's nothing. Like, nothing. They're just like, don't give them the power to like scare you or whatever.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. He's like, I don't care. Like, if something throws, like, if I see something being thrown, I'm like, oh, it was the wind. He's like, I just don't give it the power to scare me. I'm like, how are you not gonna get scared?
Like the door slammed, or like, oh, I think that was me. I think I slammed it.
Oh, I'm just so strong. Okay. Or my dad's like, oh, it was the wind. Mind. Everything's like closed. He's saying it's the wind.
He's like, I'm Darth Vader. I make things move.
Or I wonder what he would have done with the bouncy ball. He just would have been like, oh, maybe I just knocked it off the
like,
the railing.
I bounced it.
He's like convincing himself. He's like, I bounced it.
Oh, that's so literally
funny.
But recently I haven't had any scary experiences. It's been a while.
Yeah, me too. And I'm kind of good. I don't really want them.
Yeah,
sometimes
same.
I'm like, I think they're interesting to have. Mm-hmm. But right now I'm just like, no, I'm fine. Like, please don't. I've had nightmares and that's enough for me. So I'm like, no thanks. And like on my mission there was people who dealt, like missionaries who dealt with people who were possessed.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's so scary.
Yeah.
You should tell the one that you told me about, like
the guy in his leg.
I haven't heard that one, but the lady that like
that I saw,
that you were,
that was possessed
when you went to her door and
like,
she was like,
I don't know if she was possessed. It was just like very weird all around. We were knocking on some doors.
But it's the feeling that you had too.
Yeah, because basically, just to give a whole rundown, as missionaries, we just have a special message to share. And so we were knocking on some doors, and we were trying to find this family that another girl had told us about, that she visited. And she was like, yeah, the guy said, the husband said you guys could go back. And so we went back, we knocked on the door, and I'm like, hi. This girl opens the door, okay? She opens the door, and she's kind of like just looking at us, and we're like, hi. Like, we introduce ourselves, we're the missionaries. Does this family live here? And she was like, no. And we're like, that's weird, because our friend literally just told us a week ago that they live here. But obviously I'm not gonna tell her that. Uh-huh. So I was like, oh, okay.
Like, so you're lying to me?
Yeah, I'm like, you're a liar. But I was just like, oh, okay, well, what's your name? And I was trying to get to know her, whatever. She was super like short and just kind of like giving us like weird looks. So we were like, okay, which as a missionary you get used to because everybody does that. And so then I'm just like, okay, this is a little weird. And I'm talking to her and I'm like, okay, well, have you talked to missionaries before? And she's like, no. I start talking about the Book of Mormon. And when I bring out the Book of Mormon, she's just like staring at it, like won't pay attention to anything else, just like staring at it. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like maybe she just likes the book. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I'm like explaining it to her, like what it is. Because again, she wouldn't respond. So I'm like giving her a short summary. I'm like, this is another testament of Jesus Christ, whatever. And then all of a sudden, she looks up at me. I'm talking to her. And she goes cross-eyed. Literally. But before that, you know when like someone's looking at you, but you can tell that they're not looking at you, they're kind of like looking through you?
Yeah.
That's what happened. So I saw her like looking at me, and then it was almost like she was looking through me. And I'm like, who is she? Like, this is weird. And then after that, she started going cross-eyed. And
Like,
I'm like,
literally, she was like,
Literally like this?
yeah, literally. Like, and it wasn't like
That's
she
so
just did
creepy,
it. It
though.
was like slow. Like slow. And then she like went cross-eyed. And then I was like, so I'm like looking at my
You're like,
companion.
It's
I'm
my
like,
mom.
I know. I'm like, what is going on? And then
bum dia.
I'm like, ciao. Never mind. And so then after that, I just kept talking to her because I'm like, oh, who knows? Maybe she has, I don't know, a lazy eye. Who knows? Who knows? And so then I'm like, I'm still literally, I'm still talking to her. And then by this point, like she's like literally digging her head into the door, like not
Are her
leaning
eyes still
against it.
crossed?
Yeah, not leaning against it, but she was like, does it?
I'm trying to pretend.
Exactly like that.
Imagine it.
No, but like you know how you can like lean on your door?
Yeah.
No, like you could tell it was like digging into her because you could like see it digging into her. And at that point I got super scared because I was like, this is weird. So I was like, are you okay? Like, can I help you with something? And
She's like having a
she's
seizure.
literally, I thought that was it. So, and then she ends up like pushing her head behind the door. But she kept her hand at the front on the doorknob.
Yeah.
And I could just see her hand like squeezing it, like literally squeezing it. So that's when I got scared. Like I literally just like my whole body just filled with like goosebumps. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And so then I'm like trying to give her the book because I'm like, hey, I'm still going to give you this because it's important. And then she's like not taking it, obviously, because something's going on with her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. So I just slide it like
You just
on the
throw it
door.
and run.
I'm like, I'm like, I still want you to have this. So I just like put it on the floor and we leave. We leave. And then the story still continues. We leave and I'm like, how? Because I'm like, maybe I just got scared. So I like tell my companion, I'm like, how do you feel? Like, what did you think about that? And she was like, that was weird. Like, I felt really off. Like, something's not right. And so then I was like thinking about it. And then I'm like, wait, what if she's like having a stroke or something?
Yeah.
And like,
She's like dying.
literally. And I'm like, and we just left her. Like, and also her house was all dark. Like, it was the middle of the day and it was all dark inside. And also something that I noticed too was that her fingers were like dark.
What?
I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, like they were dirty?
No, they looked like they were burned, but like dark. They weren't burned, but like to the point where it was
Okay.
like dark like that. Like it wasn't dirty. It was like dark. And so I was like,
devil's
No te
hand.
bañas.
and so I was like, okay. So then I was too scared to go in. And so I tell my companion to go and look.
Like she went in?
Yeah. Like we always have to be inside of each other. So I like went to the door just so I could see her just in case something happened. But she did look and she was like, she's not there anymore, but the door's open. I'm like, okay, let's leave. We're leaving. And that whole like the last like 20 minutes, because we just kept going, I just felt like completely off. And then we're walking on the street and I see this girl and I'm like, oh, let's go talk to her. And so we go up and we talk to her. I'm like, hi. She turns around. It's the same girl. Yeah, it's the same girl. And I literally, when I saw her again, just scared all over. Like, I couldn't even talk because I was so scared. And she literally just like turned and looked at us, and I was like, oh, hi, like, are you okay? Nothing. She literally just stared at us.
What?
Just stared at us. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm very confident in my Portuguese, but like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And so again, I was like asking her all these questions and nothing. She just stared at us. And I was like, okay, well, we're glad that you're okay. Like, we're gonna leave. Here's our card. I'm like still trying to like
you want
help
to go
her.
to church?
I'm like, please call us. Don't. But here's our church.
So scary.
Yeah. And then after that, I was so scared to see her again because just like the vibe, like the feeling that I would get was what like made me feel even more weird about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is really weird.
Dang.
But I never saw her again after that.
But so, do you think possession is real?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. There's another guy who basically like this lady was like possessed. And he was trying to like give her a blessing, essentially like pray over her and just stronger. And she was like trying to like grab him, but they like held her hands back and whatever, so she wouldn't. But she had like, I guess, I don't know, she had something metal like in her foot or something. And she was just like kicking him the whole time because he was standing in front of her. So she was kicking him the whole time. And he just got through it. When he left, he couldn't even walk. And they went to the doctor and she shattered his shin. Yeah. So he had to go home from his mission for a couple months, recover, and then come back out.
Oh, he went back out. I mean,
Yeah.
Dang, so like when people are possessed, because you always see in the movies, it's like the Catholic religion, like a priest doing the unpossession.
Exorcism.
Yeah, whatever.
Unpossession.
Exorcism. So like in the LDS religion, is exorcism. What is it called?
Exorcisms. It's not exorcisms, but it's just like a blessing. Like, you know how
and
we
the blessing works, like, so the
Mhm.
demon leaves you.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's scary.
because we have that true authority. But yeah, so like with her, I'm pretty sure it helped too. Like it was after that she was done. But there was this other lady who basically same thing.
You didn't feel like saying like something?
She's like, girl, you're possessed.
No, like at the door, like you didn't feel like saying, because you know how like
Me?
yeah, like
Saying like, "Are you possessed?" Like, what's going on?
Like, what's wrong with you?
I was just like confused because at first like I thought she was doing the whole cross-eyed whatever as like an act for me to like leave her alone. You know,
You're like, leave me alone.
people do
Imagine.
weird stuff to
Yeah.
just leave them alone. Like
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, sorry, I can't hear you," or they just ignore you, or like you know. So I was like, "Oh, maybe she's just kind of wanting us to leave."
Yeah.
But then when she started like leaning her head on the door, like digging her head in the door, I was like, no, this is weird. So no, I didn't have a thought to say anything because I was literally like, what?
You're scared.
no, not like, you know, like when you're like you say a prayer, like I don't know, you something like.
Oh
like,
no,
oh.
I guess I just wasn't feeling extra spiritual that time. I'm like,
You're like,
we
I'm
need to
gonna
leave.
run.
We need to leave because that was so scary.
That
like
is
I never
scary.
felt like that in my life, and like there, it's not really common to like have a lot of paranormal activity. Like I know in like South America it is,
Yeah.
especially like I heard a lot about like Brazil. They have a lot of like voodoo. Africa also, like they had some of that in Portugal too, but like it wasn't as bad. So like I had like other people tell me like their experiences where like one of my friends, she was literally like FaceTiming this one girl, and then all of a sudden she just like starts screaming. Like, you know how in the movies they look like they're like screaming and they're like moving. That's what she was doing. And they were just like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she just kept going. So then they were like, "Oh."
Like, end call.
They did. They did. They like ended the call because they were like, "What?" And then they talked to her and she's like, "Oh yeah, that happens to me sometimes." And they were like,
Sometimes.
"Are you okay? Like we can talk to some people and see if they can help you." They did the same process. and then she went back to doing voodoo because she told them that she did voodoo.
Oh, so do you think someone can get possessed because like they're doing bad stuff with the devil?
I think it's just like you're giving like
Energy?
you're giving it like the time and energy to like
Mm.
possess you in a way, basically. That's what I feel about it.
Wait, so do you believe in like what are they
It's just
called?
an interview for me.
I know. Like, do you believe in? Do you believe in?
No, because what are they called? People who like they're not. There's another word, fortune tellers, but like
Oh,
what's the word?
Tarot?
Oh no.
Where they read your cards?
what are they called?
This is gonna kill me.
Witches?
No.
The ones that
I
are
can see your future, but not
psychics.
like kind of psychic. There's another word, a medium.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mediums
yeah.
and stuff. That's but psychic. Yeah. Like, so do you believe in like people like that?
Do I believe in it? In like what sense?
Like, people
Would
like
I go
that?
do it?
No, like people who have that. I mean, like
Like they see, like let's say you go and you're like, oh, something's wrong with my child. What's going on? And they tell you, oh yeah, there's some evil attached to your child.
Oh,
well, no, not necessarily that, but like
Oh.
yeah.
He's
that's
like,
literally
but-
not what I was talking about.
so what are you talking about then?
Makes sense.
So, because I told you the story of like, when I met this lady that told me like how, pretty much to sum it up, like she was in a car accident and like she died, like she was pronounced dead like 3 times on the scene.
Oh,
And she remembers like when she died, like she remembers like she was literally like in this world still, but like spirit form. Like she remembers all that, but she was like, you know, resuscitated, so she was brought back into the living. And ever since then, like it's left like an open door to like the other side,
Oh.
so she can like communicate in a way with the other side,
Like an Insidious.
I haven't seen
that girl.
Insidious.
I don't remember Insidious,
Oh,
but
never mind.
what was I saying? Oh yeah, and she told me like how she's helped with police like solve cases because like missing bodies or whatever, like she is able to find it, or like people who are missing, you know. Literally, I mean, she didn't go into depth like exactly how she says it just takes a lot
Of
on
her
her
energy.
Yeah, but she's able to like.
That's literally Insidious.
Well, I haven't.
I think
seen
you're
Insidious.
talking about the movie.
No, but like, I don't know. It was like, it's like I believed her because she seemed super like, I don't know. It's like I believed her, but the feeling I got, I was like, this is kind of creepy because
Yeah.
it's like it's something scary because
Yeah.
like she mentioned, she's like, I was just at a grocery store, like sometimes like I just see things, and like she said she saw how this girl behind her was like gonna die soon or whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh,
Like That's So Raven. Or
Like yeah, just all the movies,
I know.
like Insidious.
So I was like, because at first when she was telling me, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I want to ask her some things. But then when she told me that, I was like, that's
Like,
scary.
what if she
Never
told
mind.
you, she was like, you're gonna die by the time you're 30?
I'd be paranoid.
You're just like,
On your 30th birthday, you're like not going out. You're like, I'm not doing anything. That's
the
crazy.
thing. Like, I did not want to hear something like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like that would literally destroy me.
Yeah.
Literally.
in a way, I think that's true, but also I feel like you have the power to control things on how they turn out. If that
But
makes
like,
sense.
would you believe in something like that? Like, if a lady told you that?
So this is just like my personal belief on it is just the way that there's good power, there's also bad power. So just as much as there's good power, like prayer or like literally anything good, there's also bad.
that will work.
That will, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like there's bad power. I'm not saying that they are working with bad power or whatever, but I do believe that there's both of them.
Like,
And
she
so-
got it from a bad source.
No.
Oh.
Some people, they have these gifts, like you said, they have these gifts, and I honestly feel like sometimes they just don't know how to use it, what to do with it, and that's kind of where it ends up going. So I know a lot of people do it for like good reasons, and a lot of people have good intentions. Obviously, like it's for good, but I just feel like you have to be careful with like knowing if it's a good power or a bad power.
Like Elsa.
Yes.
Because she didn't know if her power was good or
Oh my
bad.
The movies.
Good job.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah. I think the same way as you.
Yeah.
Like, because people are like, do you even believe in witchcraft? And I'm like, in a way, like, you have to believe in it. Because if I believe in the power of, like,
Good.
there has to be a power of bad.
Yeah.
It's just as much. And so I do believe. But I also think if someone does witchcraft on you, also believe, like, I have the power to stop it. Like,
Yeah.
To not let it affect me.
Yeah. I think so too. But I also heard that we had an uncle or like I don't even know something that they did like brujeria on him
Mm-hmm.
and he was super sick. I
Yeah.
don't remember what happened with that, but
No, yeah.
he was like bedridden. I don't know.
No, yeah, and sometimes that does happen. I guess it's just case by case. Because in Peru, when I went to that cemetery, a big cemetery, literally they had to close a section off because so much possession stuff was happening
Really?
in a certain area because there's a lot of witches buried there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. Like I feel like most like witches, and like voodoo and all that stuff, it's like bad
Mm-hmm.
power.
Yeah.
So like yes, it still has the power to like work, but it's obviously not good power.
Mm-hmm.
It has like malicious intent.
Well,
so-
those are some scary stories.
I know.
So
It's crazy.
I think
Let's
that's
watch a
it for
scary movie
today's.
now.
I think that's it for today's episode. Unless you guys want to add something.
Also just one thing to add, they also have fingerprints all around this room.
We don't know how they get there. My dad's
on the
gonna get
ceiling.
mad. But yeah, they think it's the ghosts. I'll tell them to stop. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But that's it for today's episode. Thank you guys for coming and being my co-host for this week.
thanks for having us.
Jessica, I hope you feel better and you come back next week. If not, these girls are gonna take your spot. They're coming after you. But if you guys have a story that you want to share about your paranormal, your ghosts or whatever, share them in the comments. And if you have any topics you want us to talk about on our podcast, let us know because we're running out of ideas. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Subscribe and turn on your notifications. New episode every Monday. And that's it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.